Hey guys, it's Lucky Ghost here. In this video, I'm going to explain the secrets of treasure chests and how to use loot tables in this game to farm gear faster than anyone else. This guide is going to teach you how to farm gear, and I know you're thinking, I already know how. I kill things and I have a chance to get the piece of gear that I need. And well, I mean, you're right, but you're also wrong. The truth is, most players have no idea that you can hyper focus on a piece of gear that you need and kill specific things to make sure that you get that piece of gear. Did you know that certain bosses always and only drop gloves or boots, and that others always and only drop jewelry, and that you can greatly increase your odds of finding weapons inside of a dungeon? Every type of boss in this game drops a very specific slot of gear for any set in that zone. So once you are down to just needing the gloves or chest or weapon, you can focus specifically on the type of boss that drops them. First, let's start with how overland sets work. Or in other words, the sets that do not come from dungeons and trials. They drop from various mobs and bosses and chests inside of a zone somewhere in the game, such as Mother Sorrow, which drops all over Deshawn. Specific bosses only drop specific slots of gear, with one exception: uniques. So before I start, let me define what a unique is, since it's the one thing that doesn't follow the rules that I'm about to discuss. Some bosses can drop an item that is unique to that boss. The stats on these items are identical to the non-unique version of the item. The only thing that is unique is the name. Here's an example of a unique: the Staff of the Grove, which drops in City of Ash 1. It's actually just a Burning Spellweave restoration staff. The interesting part is that the staff drops from a boss that is technically not able to drop weapons, but because this is a unique drop specifically for that boss, he drops it anyways. I'll talk more about which bosses can and cannot drop weapons soon, but as I've mentioned, this name means literally nothing. It is really just a Burning Spellweave restoration staff. There's no reason to seek out a unique version of a weapon, as it's no different from its non-unique counterpart. So let's start with overland gear. First, delve bosses. Delve bosses can only drop belts and boots. So if all you need are boots or belts, go kill any delve boss in that zone to make sure that's what you get. Next, we have overland bosses or world bosses. These can only drop head, chest, legs, and weapons. Then there's the public dungeon bosses, which can only drop shoulders, hands, and weapons. Lastly, we have Domen, which include dark anchors, geysers, dragons, Harrowstorm, and oblivion portals. These can drop the jewelry of a set. So as you can see, you can use this list to see which piece of gear you're missing and then kill that boss specifically to ensure you get the item that you need. And if you weren't aware of these rules, you might very easily be killing a boss that literally cannot drop the item you're looking for. But let's not forget chests. Treasure chests can have any piece of the set, so they are harder to use to get a specific piece of gear, but are nice because they can have all of the gear. The loot we get out of chests can be modified by the champion points perk called Treasure Hunter, which improves the loot we get from chests. I'll go over what can be in each type of chest and how the Treasure Hunter perk affects that. Let's start with the loot inside the chest when we don't have the Treasure Hunter perk active. Simple chests do not drop set items, or at best have a negligible chance. Intermediate chests have about a 50% chance to drop a green or blue set item. Advanced chests always drop a set item, which can either be blue or purple. And master chests always drop a purple set item. Now let's see what happens when you open those same chests with the Treasure Hunter perk slotted. Now with Treasure Hunter, simple chests now have a 50% chance to drop a green or blue set item, where they used to have no chance before. Intermediate chests always drop a set item, where they used to have a 50% chance before. Advanced chests always drop a purple set item, where it used to be blue or purple, and master chests always drop a purple set item with a 50% chance to drop a second blue set item. It's worth noting that when you receive two set items from a master chest, it can be the same two set items, it can be two different set items. There's no correlation between the two. So typically what happens to people is they end up finding everything but the weapon, and so begins the grind of finding the weapon they're looking for. For overland content, you've got two options. One is to run laps around the public dungeon of that zone, killing the bosses within and opening any treasure chests you find inside. Both of these things have a chance at the weapon you're looking for. Make sure you have the Treasure Hunter perk active. The second option is to form a world boss group, which will rotate around the map, killing all of the world bosses as they spawn. Of course, be sure to open any treasure chests you find along the way. So that is how it works for overland sets. But what about when you're trying to farm a set inside of a dungeon or a trial? Now in dungeons, the main thing to remember is that the only boss that drops weapons and jewelry is the final boss, which can be why people often struggle to find that dungeon weapon they are looking for. But fortunately, we don't have to rely solely on the final boss to drop the weapon we are looking for. And this is perhaps the thing people overlook the most when farming dungeon weapons. Treasure chests are insanely important. There are two varieties of dungeon treasure chests. We have the normal chests and the veteran chests. Normal chests are obviously found in a normal dungeon, whereas the veteran chests are found in the veteran dungeons. In normal, any quality of chest can spawn, from simple to master. The chance to get a set item is the same as from the chests outside of a dungeon. However, only blue items will be dropped from a normal dungeon treasure chest. Treasure Hunter will only affect the loot that you get. It does not matter who opens the chest or if they have Treasure Hunter or not. Each person's loot is determined by whether they have the Treasure Hunter perk active when they open the chest. Now for veteran chests. In veteran, only intermediate, advanced, and master chests spawn. Simple chests were removed from veteran content years ago. The chance to get set items is the same as from the chests outside of the dungeon or trial, except now only purple quality will be dropped, which means you can loot a master chest and get 2 purple set items if you've got the Treasure Hunter perk. In dungeons, there are always 2 chests, with a couple of exceptions in Ark's Corinium and DLC dungeons with secret bosses. This means that for the rest of the dungeons, once you've opened 2 treasure chests, you can stop looking for them, due to the fact that only the final boss and the treasure chests can drop weapons and jewelry. Make sure that you open both chests anytime you are farming weapons or jewelry to greatly increase your odds of getting them. If it's a dungeon where you can sneak your way to a lot of the chest spawns, the fastest way to get your weapon, such as the Burning Spellweave Inferno Staff in City of Ash, will probably be teleporting into Veteran City of Ash, looking for and opening the early chest spawns, and then leaving without fighting anything. Doing this in Veteran and with the Treasure Hunter perk active ensures that every single chest you open has a chance at your Burning Spellweave Staff. To reset the dungeon, you need to be in a party with someone. I highly recommend being in a party with yourself. Yeah, that's a thing. Get on any character you won't be farming on and invite someone to the group. Then give that person group lead and change characters without leaving the party. Have them invite your new character into the party and now they can leave the group, leaving you in a party with yourself. Since you are now in a party, you can reset the dungeon by toggling normal and veteran difficulty while outside of the dungeon. Simply teleport in, open the chests, teleport out, toggle the difficulty to reset it, and then teleport back in and repeat. And there you go, guys. If you've been struggling to farm a set of overland or dungeon gear, this video should help tremendously. I hope you found this as interesting as I did, and I'd like to give a special thank you to Sandra for providing an insane amount of in-depth analysis for me to use in this video. So thank you, Sandra. If you found this video useful or interesting, be sure to like and subscribe so that you can be alerted to more ESO content when I post it here on YouTube. And if you ever want to hang out with someone else who loves ESO, feel free to drop by my stream at twitch.tv/luckyghost, where I'm always hanging out with my chat, answering any questions they have, and playing Elder Scrolls Online. And finally, I'd like to thank my YouTube members for supporting the channel by becoming members. To find out how to become a member of this channel and what the perks are, click the join button below. Until the next video, guys.